But I mean, it didn't look bad.
And that was it, Darby. Nothing else.
Yeah, nothing else for the yep. That was the end of State of Play. You know,
it was kind of a weird ending point, just on a weird PS4.
Yeah, just like I don't know. Like
wait, Darby, I just remembered. There was
I jogged my memory, Jeff.
There was indie music. That was about it.
Oh, okay, that was about it.
No, Darby, there was something that you were really hyped about. I was hyping you up for it. It's part of the reason we went out our way to react to it.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have reacted. We had to kind of scramble and use our old microphones and stuff.
And Sony didn't help things at the beginning of it when you hear the little ding.
Ding. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, it's either happening or everyone is going to be justifiably mad at Sony.
Yeah, which we do have to it definitely took away the surprise, but it also made me, I get it. It made people like me, it's like, I'm watching this damn thing.
Yeah, you're watching it to the very end.
Yeah, and oh my God. Okay. And then,
for people who don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, go.
It's like, you probably, why are you listening this far into a video game podcast? We're obviously talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake re-reveal, which I guess we talked about at the top of the podcast, but whatever. They showed a little 1-minute trailer showing some stuff. They said at the end will be shown again in June. It's safe to say that will be at E3 / the Final Fantasy VII concert supposed to be happening right before E3.
Yeah, probably both. There'll probably be things at both.
Yeah. And after the state of play, at some point, Square reiterated that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be episodic.
Yes. Which there's a number of things I want to get into this with you, and that's one of them. But maybe save that a little bit to probably the end of this discussion.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, if you are not as familiar with us, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time. So I was pretty damn excited for this. It was one of those things. Square was retweeting it. It definitely seemed.
Yeah, Hashimoto
to everyone else, it seemed obvious. I was like, I'm gonna be hesitant, just because I'm just scared.
Yeah, and Daniel Mod, he was like Zooge EX on Twitter, who's obviously knows what he's talking about. He's in the industry, blah blah blah. Even said beforehand, it's like, yeah, there's this will be better than the first one or more exciting to general people. Yeah, there'll be medieval. There'll be that new game announcement, which I think he hinted at would be cool, and it was.
Yeah.
And then said there'll be one game that's re-revealed that hasn't been shown in a while.
It's like, okay, and that combined with...
Yeah, and the Hashimoto thing is like, it's Final Fantasy VII, and it's one of those things, he didn't correct people, so it's like...
and that's absolutely what's happening. And it is what happened, and it was one of these things I had to say in the in our reaction videos. Final Fantasy VII is probably the one game where... I had to ask Jeff. I was like, Jeff, this looks good, right? It's not just me, right? Please tell me I'm not just...
Looks awful, Darby.
I'm like, okay, I guess I don't know. Because I was kind of just speechless, just analyzing. And I've watched this trailer probably 30-something times since then. Because there was, despite it still, this was... The cynical view is this was once again the bombing mission. They've shown the same little section of the game pretty much every time they've shown this. But there was a lot more. There was a lot of new stuff in there. We saw 4 different bosses, including one Alps. He's one of you fighting the sewer afterwards. That actually is a decent amount after the bombing.
Oh yeah,
so they did show stuff.
Yeah. I know it's they actually have stuff after bombing because Aerith is there.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, but that's even further after. Yeah. That's if I'm remembering right, I think that's after the wall market stuff. So that's definitely the furthest into the game they've shown. It was just a little clip of the boss. But everything, it is wild to this is a game I've just played so much and means so much to me. I played it as a little kid, and it's crazy to see these things that I've only seen in little 1997 pictures and bad graphics, and to see it just how realized it was.
Yeah, it's... I imagine for someone like you who played as a kid, and for a lot of other people who played it when it came out or shortly after, it's this is what you always imagined the game looked like, and now it really looks like that.
And even, man, if you just compare this trailer even to the 2015 one,
Cloud looks so much better,
and that didn't look bad at the time, but when you compare it to now, it's there has been
even then, other than just an up in graphics, just little subtle design changes to Cloud just makes him look so much better.
Yeah, and Barrett especially, his expressions look so much more real. He looked way more static in the older ones, and
and obviously one of the most exciting things for people seeing this trailer is seeing Aerith for the first time.
And which she looks great.
Yeah. They're still hiding Tifa. We saw Tifa's like health bar in some shots, but they wouldn't move the camera a little.
So, I mean, do you read that as they're just waiting for it to have a hype moment with her?
Oh, yeah. I think it's 100% that. I don't think it's like, oh, she looks bad or anything.
Yeah.
I think, there's... The best way to market this as far as like showing multiple trailers, is to have those moments of, hey, pretty much each trailer reveal a new show a new character in this model, in this engine for the first time. Pretty much is the most hyped way to market this to fans. Honestly, like, and then obviously you get hyped for seeing the places and bosses, but the characters are going to be ones that get you the most hype, most likely.
And I mean now we get to go into E3 being like, we still don't know what Red 13 and Tifa look like. I will say potentially, which could be a controversial thing, I can see them Tifa getting the biggest redesign. Oh yeah.
And then that might be part of it because they're, hiding that to have the big E3 reveal.
I think there's going to be some downsizing, Jeff.
Yeah,
with Tifa. No, I think that's
honestly even like clothes. They might who knows? They might do something close to her Advent Children outfit. Who knows?
Which would be cool.
Yeah, I like that outfit.
I like that too.
That was my my default Tifa outfit in Dissidia.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally down for redesigns, everything doesn't.
And they did Barrett some.
Barrett looks a little bit different. And
wearing sunglasses all the time now.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, he definitely looks different and sounds different than you would think he was, but it still just fits. It still feels like Barrett. It still feels all right. And we also got a little bit of gameplay, just cut in between there, nothing extensive going into it, but just kind of quick little shots that we can take of. And it obviously is going more for an action-y style, or at least it just seems like. Because
it's not turn-based at the very least.
yeah, right. You had an attack, and then you saw you saw him performing limit breaks. I don't think you saw any UI for the limit breaks. You just saw Punisher was one of them. I'm not exactly sure.
I think there was. I can't remember which stream it was. Might have been Easy Allies when they were kind of going through it. I think one time when he was doing Braver, they did a little. It seemed like maybe they pressed, let's say, L1 to do a quick menu thing, and it had, I think, maybe Braver on there and items.
Oh yeah, and someone said you would know more of this. Someone said that was very reminiscent of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah.
You can do little quick menus or whatever, and just put whatever you want there, summons, items, all that crap.
Okay, so I could. Yeah, it's probably going to be borrowing some from that.
Oh yeah.
I just.
I don't think it's going to be. I think some people are feared there's going to be a 1-to-1 between Kingdom Hearts or. Final Fantasy VII is going to be a 1-to-1 combat thing to Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy 15. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's obvious. It already looks different, especially since we already know. Hey, you're going to be playing as multiple characters. You can switch around the characters.
Yeah,
it's not one person.
You saw it. It was the triggers. You press R2 to switch to Barrett and Tifa.
Yeah,
which that could be super cool if they feel different, to play and everything. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I was saying. Oh well.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, no, I pretty much got my main point across thing too.
Yeah. I mean, so it's probably going to take from those games.
Yeah. I was also saying it's going to be a different part. Yeah, you're playing multiple characters, and there's also going to be a thing of, hey, Cloud doesn't have multiple weapons and all that kind of crap. It's like Noctis would. So a lot of reasons, a lot of ways, just kind of fundamentally on the basic level, it's going to be different.
Yeah, and I think. I want to potentially have a separate thing where I talk about just where I'm going to start replaying Final Fantasy VII probably pretty more heavily now just to get my thoughts in order about what could be changed in the remake. I definitely want to talk about things that are going to change. Are you going to have the same? Or are you going to be getting new weapons all the time for all your people, or is it going to be more focused on just just the action-y part of it?
Yeah, I know, Cloud, the Buster Sword's his weapon, but he technically gets other swords.
Yeah, you use the Buster Sword for, a few hours, and then you never see it again.
Do you change that? Is it going to be once you get new weapons, if they do that
invisible change? He refuses to get rid of the Buster Sword.
Iconic.
That was kind of a problem with a lot of, old JRPGs. So someone has their iconic sword, but that's actually, the worst sword in the game.
Yeah.
Or whatever their iconic weapon is. I don't know, and there's certain things like that this game does not need to feel exactly like Final Fantasy VII to me. I have that, and I'm always gonna have the original game, and I don't think this is ever going to replace that, but it's going to be just an awesome new way to experience this. As long as it does feel good. You know, I'm fine.
Yeah, I've seen people kind of, there's some. I don't know why some people are bringing this up now or surprised about it being action based, even though we've known that for literally years. Some people was acting like that was brand new news.
I mean, like, we saw, like, I think it was, like, basically fake gameplay, but when they showed it in 2015, it looked action-y there, too.
I don't know, I mean, they said it was going to be more, that wasn't going to be turn-based, going to be action-y, which, if you prefer it to be turn-based, that's one thing, but no point to acting surprised at this point.
No, and, like, I would be hyped if it was turn-based, too, but I'm also, I'm open. I'm not...
Like, here's the interesting. We got stuff like Medieval and Crash and Shadow of the Colossus, which are remakes, but are more one-to-one, just mostly prettier graphics and some little stuff here and there. Final Fantasy VII, they're going all out and making it pretty much a different game in a way.
Yeah. Which, again, it's fine with me. I want it to feel good, but I'm mostly concerned with just reliving this game and, like, looking at everything. Yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, looking up at the towers in Midgar, like, from the slums and just... Oh, Jeff! Like, just watching the trailer gives me chills, and then I stop and start thinking about seeing the golden saucer and stuff. I'm like, oh my god! Oh,
so are you ready to sit down and watch Knights of the Round for like 8 minutes or whatever the hell?
I will absolutely watch Knights of the Round for 8 minutes. See all these like giant knights flying through space and shit, and doesn't even make sense. Well, I think we're gonna dive into this more in future stuff. If we have anything more to say about the trailer, let's say that. But then, if not, we should talk about the episodic.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's anything else. Trailer dope. Again, it's hyped that we got confirmation that's gonna be at E3. So we don't have to. We know that at least Square's conference is going to be worth it for us to watch. At least something.
It's like instantly one of my most anticipated things. Like, show me more.
And if we got Avengers there,
like, I hope it's a blowout. And like, are you expecting release date at this at E3?
I think we use this transition to the episodic thing.
Yeah,
because that kind of goes into it. I'm starting to think yes, because the way they were. It's little stuff like the little Nomura quote on Twitter and just other stuff. It makes like they're ramping up towards launch. Mm-hmm. It's like makes it like we're getting this soon, especially if it's episodic and it's just the first part, which is probably pretty much Midgar.
Yeah, so that's a lot more doable to have out either this fall or next spring or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And wasn't there the quote or whatever, the Square Enix is expecting a big financial bump or
this
something
year, and it's kind of like. What else do they have that? I mean, unless there's like some kind of surprise,
or unless Avengers is like almost ready.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's some crazy, unless there's some crazy announcement that of game that we haven't seen yet, and there's a quick turnaround, which would be great, but I can't think of anything else. And if they're expecting a big boost, that could also mean, hey, we're getting Final Fantasy and Avengers because again. They had a good many games last year or whatever. Not all of them were, massive sellers.
And if you look like on Final Fantasy's Twitter and Facebook account, like all their stuff has changed to Final Fantasy VII Remake stuff, like the banner and everything else. It just seems like that's their big game.
It's